The company's annual party was meant to be a night of celebration, a chance to relax, laugh, and leave the stress of work behind. I had poured everything into that year, leading a major project that shattered profit records. My boss, Richard, personally invited me, saying, "You've earned this one, Mark. Bring your wife along. I'd like to meet the woman behind your success." I felt proud, maybe even a bit thrilled. My wife, Claire, spent the entire afternoon getting ready, glowing in a silver dress that drew every gaze when we walked in. What I didn't know then was that before the night was over, that same glow would twist into humiliation and anger I couldn't contain. The room buzzed with music, laughter, and the sound of clinking glasses. I mingled with colleagues, introducing Claire as we made our way around. She had that undeniable charm, magnetic, confident, effortlessly beautiful. I felt lucky just standing beside her. But as the evening wore on, something started to feel off. Claire had drifted toward the bar, laughing freely. Too freely, and standing beside her was Richard, the man who built his career on charisma and charm, notorious for his flirting that everyone conveniently ignored. At first, I brushed it off, telling myself they were just talking. But then I caught her leaning closer, her hand grazing his arm as she laughed. My stomach knotted. His eyes lingered on her too long, and she didn't pull away. I tried to stay composed, convincing myself I was imagining it. Then I saw her take a sip from his drink, smiling in that teasing way she once reserved for me. My hands tightened into fists. That wasn't just disrespect, it was betrayal, right there in plain sight. I started walking toward them, my pulse hammering in my ears. Before I could say a word, Richard chuckled. "Your husband's a lucky man, but I got to admit, he's got competition tonight." Claire laughed softly, pretending to protest. "Oh, stop," she said, her tone light and playful, not rejecting. That was it. I stepped forward. "Funny thing about competition, Richard," I said evenly, "sometimes the other guy doesn't play fair." The conversation froze. Claire's face went pale. Richard turned, wearing that smug half-smile. "Mark, we were just having fun. Don't take it so seriously." "Fun?" I echoed, my voice low. "You're flirting with my wife at my company's party, and that's your idea of fun?" A few nearby guests turned toward us, sensing the tension. Richard lifted his hands casually. "Relax, man. It's harmless. She's a beautiful woman. Anyone would notice." He grinned at her again, and that look, that arrogant, dismissive smirk, broke something inside me. Before I could stop myself, my fist met his jaw. The sound cracked through the room like a gunshot. Music stopped. Conversations froze. Richard stumbled back, hitting the edge of the bar, eyes wide in shock. "What the hell, Mark?" he shouted, clutching his jaw. Claire screamed, grabbing my arm. "Mark, stop. What are you doing?" I shook her off, my voice calm but cold. "Teaching your fun friend about boundaries." Richard lunged, grabbing my collar, but I shoved him back, sending him crashing into a nearby table. Gasps filled the room. Co-workers rushed forward to pull us apart, but the damage, both physical and emotional, was already done. Dozens of eyes were on us, whispering, judging. I could see my career slipping away right there, but in that moment, I didn't care. I turned to Claire, trembling beside me. "You humiliated me," I said quietly. "You thought I wouldn't notice? That I wouldn't care?" Her voice wavered. "Mark, it wasn't like that." "Then what was it?" I snapped. "You were laughing, letting him touch you, my boss, Claire, the man I work for." Security and a few managers helped Richard to the back, while my supervisor pulled me aside, trying to fuse the situation. "Mark, you need go home," he said softly. "This doesn't look good." I nodded, realizing the mess I was standing in, or maybe the one I'd been pushed into. Claire followed me out, trying to hold my arm, but I pulled away. "Don't," I said sharply. "Don't say a word." We drove home in silence. Every passing mile felt like a stretch further from the life we used to have. When we walked in the door, she broke down. "I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to flirt. It just got out of hand. I was trying to be friendly." "Friendly?" I said, exhausted. "Friendly doesn't mean touching another man's arm or drinking from his glass." And it sure as hell doesn't happen in front of your husband. She sobbed, reaching for me, but I turned away. You didn't just embarrass me, I said quietly. You made me look like a fool to my boss, my co-workers, everyone. The next morning, I went to the office expecting the worst. Richard was there, a bruise on his jaw, but still wearing that same smug smirk. He called me in. You got fire, I'll give you that, he said. You embarrassed me in front of everyone, but I'll let it go if you apologize. I met his eyes and gave a faint smile. No, I said, I'm done working for a man who doesn't respect boundaries or marriages. I handed him my resignation letter, turned, and walked out without another word. It's been 6 months since that night. I started my own consulting firm. Smaller, quieter, but honest. Claire and I are separated now, living in different worlds. People still whisper about that party. The night Mark knocked out his boss. Some say I ruined my career. I think I saved my dignity. Because sometimes one punch isn't just about anger. It's about drawing a line between being disrespected and finally standing up for yourself.